I want to ask everyone a question. How many of you guys are part of a Facebook parent support group? Drop a rabbit in the chat if you belong to any Facebook parent support group, or if you have in the past, or any type of social media support group, okay? The story that I'm about to tell today is very sad, okay? And unfortunately, it has to do with the 2-year-old boy. Let's go.
All right, guys, let's get started. I wanted to, first of all, give a huge trigger warning because we're about to get into some topics, and I think it's important that we highlight that this is going to be very triggering topics that we're about to talk about today. We need to make sure that your mental health is okay before getting into any social media devices, logging in and everything. It's very important. I start with the trigger warning because this is a very sad story of a 2-year-old boy. And I stumbled upon it, and I'll share with you guys how I came across it. But again, please accept my trigger warning. We're about to get started. Let's go. I was down on the Facebook, okay, just checking out Facebook and seeing what's up with Facebook. And I came across this little blogger by the name of the Rumor Rabbit. Shout out to all the rabbits. I'm a rabbit. That page is not affiliated with me, but I do follow it. They have great content on Facebook, okay? And I saw this posting. And as a parent myself, was triggered by it. How many of you guys have ever joined a parent Facebook support group? There's millions of them on Facebook. As you guys can see, I'm showing you the visual here. All kinds of parent support groups, okay? You can even find some locally, right, if you put in your zip code. But what really got to me about the story was the narrative of it. The Rumor Rabbit writes, trigger warning, the story is very sad and involves a child. On March 27th, a mother in a Facebook group, Sandy Hernandez, posted a picture of her 2-year-old son with a giant welt on his forehead, asking for advice what she should do. Over the following weeks, she would make more posts to the mom's group about various injuries to her child. Less than 2 months later, the day after he passed, she posted in the mom's group again, sharing a GoFundMe, asking for help editing his picture with angel wings. By that point, the other moms have grown suspicious, noting what looked to be bruises on his face in other pictures, and started questioning her about the previous post she had made of her son's injuries and wondering if she might be behind her son's death. It turns out their intuition was right, but unfortunately, it was too late to act. She's currently held on a $1 million bond, facing second-degree charges for murder. This mother is 19-year-old Sandy Hernandez, and of course, as a mom, this really hurt me to see this. And I said, well, let me bring this to my audience because I know we have parents here. Please note that there is a trigger warning on this subject matter. Again, this is pertaining to a 2-year-old boy. The mom is 19-year-old Sandy Hernandez, and she's being accused of murder. She is facing these charges for the second degree and the murder of her 2-year-old boy, Jose Antonio.
Killing her 2-year-old son. Kent police believe 19-year-old Sandy Hernandez hit her child multiple times, leading to his death.
And the child's grandparents are now speaking out, determined to seek justice for their grandson, Jose. They spoke with KIRO 7's Gwen Baumgardner. She joins us now from the King County Jail. Gwen.
Yeah, the mother remains here on $1 million bond. Now, prosecutors say the high bail highlights the brutality of this crime. The grandparents say they had no idea until the charging documents were released this week.
How can you not love a child, especially your own child, I think she deserves the worst case possible.
Sean Earl and Jamie Bentley say they're heartbroken and horrified at what happened to their grandson, Jose. Officers say 19-year-old Sandy Fernandez admitted to hurting her 2-year-old son before her arrest, hitting him on the stomach and slamming him on the hardwood floor. An autopsy revealing a skull fracture, fractured jaw, and internal bleeding before his death. This Kent motel was where Fernandez was living with her new boyfriend and Jose. Prosecutors say his bed a blanket on the floor. Sean and Jamie say they had no idea what their son's former partner was capable of.
If we could have just known and somehow petitioned to get him out of that home, he would be with us and he would be alive and happy and loved and taken care of.
Their relationship with Hernandez was strained, saying she wouldn't let them or their son see Jose.
We've offered her clothing, we've offered her diapers. I mean, we've reached out so many times and she never wanted any of that.
Most of what they knew of Jose was through social media. Jamie sent Cairo 7 these posts from Fernandez, which show facial injuries on Jose weeks before his death. Fernandez blames the injuries on hardwood floors and eczema while asking other moms for advice. Jamie believes it was a twisted way of covering her abuse. Police haven't confirmed those posts, but investigators say Fernandez admitted to hitting Jose on multiple occasions and at one point expressed thoughts of strangling him. Sean says he just wishes they'd known before it was too late.
And everybody has guilt, wishing we all could have done more, but our hands were tied. And, he just wanted to be loved. He was little.
He tells me that there was an open child protective custody case for Jose going back to March, but that he and his son were never notified, saying that if they did know, they would and could have provided a safer home. Now, I spoke to CPS earlier today. They would not confirm that case, but they said even in a situation like this, that their hands are tied and that they're limited by what the parent tells them, saying that hypothetically, if the mother doesn't notify them of the name of the father, they wouldn't necessarily know to reach out.
Whew, that ending part right there really got to me. As someone that has knows the system very well with CPS, this is a bullshit response. Let me figure out how I want to say this. Okay, that's BS CPS. That is BS. You could only know so much by which a parent is giving you as far as information. But as far as if there was already an open case since March, for what purpose? And of course, they're not going to disclose that. They're not going to say that. But that right there was very concerning. To say that their hands were tied. I don't accept that response. Nobody should. Period. Nobody. Any taxpayer that hears that response, my hands are tied. While your hands are tied, a child died. Now, of course, we don't want to look into, we're not going to go into the whole system thing because that in itself is separate content. I've talked about how CPS works a little bit in various contents, but what really got to me about the story, okay, what really, really got to me was the Facebook post, right? So this mom was part of what looked to be a parent support group. Those supporters got suspicious of the situation. And let me take my banner out and let me go ahead and share one more time. Trigger warning. Okay. This was what Sandy posted about her child. A week ago, I did the hardest thing in my life. It's still so unbelievable to me that you are gone. I miss you every single day, papas. There isn't a day that goes by where I don't think about you. I only had 2 years and 7 months with you. Only God knows why you were taken from me too soon. I'm just so glad we were able to finally lay your body to rest. Saying goodbye to you definitely wasn't easy. I didn't want to say goodbye. Jose Antonio, my baby, my firstborn, papas, chiquitos, you are the best thing to ever happen to me. You are my happiness. You are the reason I kept going in life. I'm in pieces without you. I don't want to keep doing life without you, but I keep going for you to make you proud. Ay, papas, I really, really, really miss you. I love you so, so much, and thank you for the beautiful memories. Till we meet again, rest in peace, Jose Antonio Fernandez, my baby. Born October 25th. Died May 23rd. Whew. Okay, let's, again, trigger warning, please. Let me go ahead and move on to the next slide. This was posted May 24th. I love you, my chiquitos. And so the mom is being held $1 million bond for the second-degree murder of this baby boy. I believe there is court either today or sometime next week. I'd have to check and figure this out so I can come back and report more to you guys. We're seeing postings here, and people were questioning from that Facebook group. A long afternoon in the ER, nothing extreme, but my poor baby had a little accident this morning, and he was required to get stitches up on his cheek. Thank God, though, nothing too serious. He's okay. My baby, it's been a full 24 hours. It hasn't been a full 24 hours yet, but so empty without you. So quiet and lonely. Me and your papas miss you so much. We don't know what happened. My baby had a stomach pain yesterday, but we thought it was a regular stomach flu or just upset stomach. But unfortunately, this morning, we tried to wake him up and he was unresponsive. It's been a difficult day for me, my BF, and my family. So please, I'm trying my best to answer everyone. But please respect, I lost my baby boy. I need time. And I need time to process. And I believe the name of the Facebook group might have been Parent of Multiple Kids. At least this is a posting. Thank you for posting this. I was shocked to see screenshots of a woman harassing her and exposing her. I really hope it wasn't abuse, and if it wasn't, shame on the women's private messages for accusing her of murdering her baby. It was disgusting. This is a joke. I've been in constant contact with PD, and they've called me multiple times. She's not a victim and about to be the main suspect. If you actually took the time to call and look for the innocent child and heard the things I've been told by the police department and CPS, you would feel embarrassed posting this. There is no compassion to be shown whatsoever. The compassion should have been shown to this toddler who lost his life to abuse. It's completely unfair, and this mother deserves all the karma coming to her. It's not an accident. I'm thankful we have a group that can bring light to things and help such innocent, unprotected children get some justice. Even he sadly isn't here to see it because of the mother. So I'm glad I was able to have so much more information from this group than I did myself. I was able to pass it on to CPS. I'm so glad I was able to have so much more information in this group than I did myself and was able to pass it on to CPS and detectives who've been calling me. Thank God. And if another post is alerting, I hope mothers would raise an eye instead of being scared of backlashes from bullies and people who make them feel bad over being concerned when things clearly aren't right. Wow. What happened? Poor lady, poor child. And this is just going off of those Facebook groups that they were speaking on, that she was part of with her child, where she shared her story about her baby boy getting injured and just having questions about it. People were concerned and not reporting, and so now the death of this child has happened. It reads, what happened? Poor lady, poor child. Younger mom profile said she's a 2021 grad. Had I believed a 3-year-old who passed away? She asked a Facebook group some point prior, not sure how prior, if she should have taken her kid in for a large goose egg on his head after a fall. I guess she took him in, and the people are questioning if she did because MD said it was a bump and that he would be fine. Oh my God. Also, she posted too quick after he died with the GoFundMe, asking for help with the memorial photo edit. I believe she posted on FB. The mom found out that way, then she deleted the post and the GoFundMe. It didn't add up to some moms, so they took the IRL by calling CPS and questioning mom and her mom. Someone says on the bottom, oh my God, this is so sad. I hope she didn't abuse her child, and I hope he didn't actually pass away. Now, this is an actual post from the mom, okay? The Sandy Hernandez was being accused of killing her 2-year-old child, her 2-year-old boy. She says, unfortunately, I trusted a mommy group and asked for advice for a time that the baby got hurt. He got a bump on his forehead one time from falling, and I posted again today. Now he passed, and I wanted to see if anyone could help me edit photos. One person from the group brought up the fact that I posted him once saying he got injuries and went and posted on another group that I probably abused him and I probably was the one that caused his death. Everyone knows how much I love my kid. He was my blessing. He was my motivation to keep going. He was a very energetic boy who loved to run and jump and be very active. He got hurt a lot. But I promise you guys, I never hurt my kid. I never abused him. But because of his injuries and me asking for opinions, now a lot of people think I was the cause of his death. And that is hurting me so much because I literally just lost him a day ago and this is happening. I'm taking a break from social media. This is too much for me right now. My baby's gone and I'm hurting so much. Now I'm dealing with the death threats of being called a baby killer. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for understanding. Please continue to pray for me, my family, in this difficult moment. So this was the day after his death. It brings up a lot of questions in this, right? So baby died May 23rd. May 24th, she's asking questions and photo editing, and there's a GoFundMe, like the quick turnaround. I'm sorry. For me, I wouldn't have time. I wouldn't know what to do next, right? And everybody deals with grief a little bit different. Now, remember, the news report did say that she's being accused of his murder, okay? That she confessed to his murder. Matter of fact, let's go back to that reporting screen one more time, and we're going to go right to where they say that so that you guys can see it for your own, okay?
How can you not love a child? Especially your own child, I think she deserves the worst case possible.
Sean Earl and Jamie Bentley say they're heartbroken and horrified at what happened to their grandson, Jose. Officers say 19-year-old Sandra Fernandez admitted to hurting her 2-year-old son before her arrest, hitting him on the stomach and slamming him on the hardwood floor. An autopsy revealing a skull fracture, fractured jaw, and internal bleeding before.
She admitted to have hurt him. Now, of course, we don't really know. I mean, she still will have a court hearing. She'll still have a trial. Absolutely. We don't really know the details as to what, but she did confess to striking him and to hurting him. And then they did the autopsy and the skull fracture and the jaw fracture. I mean, it was so sad. The multiple injuries of this 2-year-old baby boy. Again, the article, as it reads, a local mother is behind bars suspected of killing her 2-year-old son, Jose. Prosecutors and Kent police believe that the 19-year-old Sandra Fernandez hit her child multiple times, leading to his death. She is being held at a correctional facility on a $1 million bond. The prosecutor says that the bail reflects the brutality of the crime. The defendant murdered her 2-year-old son by striking him more than once in the abdomen and slamming him on the hardwood floor. These assaults resulted in massive internal injuries. The autopsy reveals at the time of death, Jose had a fractured skull, fractured jaw, and internal bleeding. So all these pictures that we were seeing in the mommy group Facebook, you would have to wonder, because of the time frame that they were being posted, this baby was suffering for a couple days leading up to his death. The grandparents, Sean and Jamie, say that they had no idea that their son's former partner was capable of this. They were heartbroken and horrified. How can you not love a child? We heard Earl say that. Mom, Sandra Fernandez, had a really strained relationship with Jose's grandparents. It sounded like that they tried to help her, but nothing happened. She wouldn't accept the help. Prosecutors, during questioning, and this was happening, I'd like to see what that interrogation video looked like. During questioning, prosecutors say that Fernandez admitted to hitting Jose in the abdomen on 2 occasions. She also outlined how she was facing increased stress since moving out of her mother's house, at one point telling the police, like, I hate to say it, but all I wanted to do was strangle him. Oh my gosh. I would love to see that interrogation video. I want to see what she said. Earl, Jose's grandfather, is saying everyone has guilt, wishing we could have done more, but our hands were tied. As you know, he just wanted to be loved. And then the news reporter does talk about CPS involvement. It sounded like there was at some point. Let's play that.
Saying that if they did know, they would and could have. He tells me that there was an open child protective custody case for Jose going back to March, but that he and his son were never notified, saying that if they did know, they would and could have provided a safer home. Now, I spoke to CPS earlier today. They would not confirm that case, but they said even in a situation like this, that their hands are tied and that they're limited by what the parent tells them, saying that hypothetically, if
See, and I would like to know what, I mean, that needs to be even, there needs to be a review of that as period, because if she had CPS involvement in March, for what reason? Number one, why? Number two, were there any injuries? Was this pertaining to mom being too aggressive? What happened? I mean, she went to a Facebook group to ask for advice. The mommy group said, this was looking kind of weird. Baby dies, the child dies, and she's wanting the following day help with editing pictures? What? This is the picture that she had shown on the Facebook group, and you can see the big old bump on the forehead. She writes, this is what Sandra wrote. Hey mommies, so I'm kind of freaking out and not sure what to do. I want to take him to the ER, but want more opinions on this. We have wooden floors and my kid is crazy. He was running up. This is what she said, and we can't click more on that at all. This is, like I said, trigger warning, guys. Her Facebook, okay? Yeah, she was a young mom. She's 19. She got a tattoo as well. I don't know how short or long after his passing. You guys can see that right there. Baby's name is Jose Antonio. Guys, we're in August, right? He passed away May 23rd. I'm just trying to figure out in my mind, well, damn, like that's quick to just go and bury a child. Like all the things in my head, but mind you, I don't think like a 19-year-old, right? So I give her that. We don't process the same. So she has this little like TikTok, right, where she put motherhood found me at the young age, but it didn't ruin my life. It saved my life. And here she puts a whole little, I don't know, collage of photos in this playbook area. It's just a little bit weird. There's music to it. I'm going to mute that music. I have to, because I'm not trying to get any type of strikes. But as I'm reporting this story, here she posts again, hey mommies, so I'm a little concerned about this. This was May 3rd, okay? I don't know if we got a date on that other post with the goose egg. Yeah, so March 27th. That's what the date is up there on this, right? March 27th, she had posted on this mommy group. Remember what the reporter said, that she had an open case in CPS around March. March 27th, she just posted this. Let's fast forward to this post right here. May 3rd. Hey, mommies. So I'm a little concerned about this. My kid didn't have this last night. And then throughout the day, they appeared slowly. First, it's his cheeks and then his eye. I've never seen this before. He had eczema as a baby, but it stopped once he hit 1. So I know it's not that. Any ideas what it could be? And here she's showing some more injuries to the face and stuff. This is just horrific. This was May 3rd. Okay, baby died May 23rd. And then this is the post that we had read earlier. You could see his picture and all that other stuff. This is just really crazy. Okay, so she is being held on a $1 million bond. Literally, the first posting, according to the Rumor Rabbit, was March 27th. A mother in a Facebook group, Sandra Fernandez, posted a picture of a 2-year-old son with a giant welt on his forehead, asking for advice what she should do. Over the following weeks, she would make more posts to the mom's group about various injuries to her child. Less than 2 months later, the day after he passed, she posted in the mom's group again, sharing a GoFundMe, asking for help editing his pictures with angel wings. By that point, the other moms had grown suspicious, noting what looked to be a bruise on his face in other pictures, and started questioning her about the previous post she had made of her son's injuries and wondering if she might be behind his death. It turns out their intuitions were right, but unfortunately it was too late to act. She's currently being held on a $1 million bond, facing 2 second-degree murder for his death. Again, this is a really sad story, guys. I know it's. I'm going to look into it a little bit more. I was interested based on the fact that, I was going on Facebook, reading different posts about everything that's going on, and then the Rumor Rabbit. Just shout out to them. They're not affiliated with us whatsoever. I did message the Rumor Rabbit, and I said I'd like to share your post and give you kudos on it. Their information is in the description box. Make sure you check them out if you're on Facebook. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. I'm going to be following this a little bit more. Remember, she's a 19-year-old mom, okay? And not to excuse her behavior, but I'd like to know what her reasoning was or where she was. I also like to know what CPS knew, clearly why they were involved initially, because even that seems to be like a failure in their part to not have assessed this a little bit different. We don't know why the CPS referral was involved, why they came in, why they were involved. But to me, this kind of gives me the same pattern of Gabriel Hernandez, only this grew in a social media Facebook group. And if you're part of that group and you have anything to say about this, please hit me up. I will make sure I leave my information in the description box. Thank you so much for joining me, and rabbits are out.